Hi everybody, this is God's Girl G. Thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you returning to this channel to watch this video and you are not already subscribed, I'm going to encourage you to do so by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss any of the videos that I upload. And if during the course of this video you hear something that you like, click the thumbs up, comment below, or better yet, share this video with someone that you feel could benefit from its information. With that stated, let's get into today's discussion. If you live this life long enough, you will find that you will be met with some uncomfortable situations. As I was preparing for today's message, I thought about times when I felt the most alive, and I realized it was when I accomplished a major goal, whether it's physical, personal, or work-related. And the conclusion that I came away with is that the joy that I experienced from accomplishing those things came as a result of me being in and putting myself in uncomfortable situations and experiences. In other words, there was going to be some discomfort for me to accomplish something. Now, did those times and experiences take something out of me? You better believe it. But the fulfillment that I received in return was all the more valuable because of how uncomfortable I had been along the way. But let's be honest, most of us freak out at the very thought of discomfort. We don't like pain. We don't like struggle. We don't like difficulty. So we avoid these things at all costs, even at the cost of disobedience. God has a long-standing habit of putting people he loves into difficult and uncomfortable situations. He called Abraham to leave his home and wander around in foreign lands among strangers who, as far as he knew, could have killed him on sight. He called a meek and old Moses and his somewhat cowardly brother Aaron to stand before the most powerful ruler known at that time to demand the release of the Hebrew people. He called Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to defy the Babylonian king's order, and subsequently they were thrown into a fiery furnace. Talk about uncomfortable. And even Jesus, he gave up his comfort for our discomfort. Jesus often spoke about the importance of discomfort. In the Beatitudes, he called people blessed who were grieving, hungry, poor in spirit, or suffering persecution for his sake. And there are many times that Jesus asked pointed questions and told disturbing stories that spoke of discomfort. While some people, like children and the sick, loved being around Jesus, others, especially many of the leaders of that time, couldn't wait to get rid of him. Jesus clearly made some people extremely uncomfortable. Someone once said of Jesus that he came to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable. So one question that we must ask ourselves when we are in uncomfortable circumstances or situations, and that is, what is our discomfort trying to teach us? If you are experiencing a season of what I will call defying discontent, don't reach for those Rolaids for heartburn. Instead, pay attention to that burning heart and listen to what God is trying to say to you. Your burning or uncomfortable heart may mean that God is trying to do several things in your life. Maybe he's trying to stretch you into a new area of increased effectiveness. Maybe he's trying to uncover a godly trait that he wants to transform in you. Maybe he's trying to push you to become someone more capable of greater responsibility. But there's 3 ways that we can embrace the uncomfortable or the discomfort. First, focus on the reward. In Paul's letter to Philippians, he says, I press toward the mark of the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus, to win the prize. That was what the focus was. So rather than focusing on the discomfort, conversations that may feel awkward, anxiety-provoking experiences, ask yourself, where is my attention focused? And if it's focused too much on the uncomfortable and discomfort, shift that focus and focus on the end result. 2, reframe your perspective. Are you a naturally pessimistic or skeptic? I know I can sometimes be. But I find that if I challenge myself in uncomfortable situations with the question, is there another way to look at this? I will find that it will help me see my circumstances under a different light. Number 3, celebrate small victories. Every hour that you do something toward accomplishing a goal, despite your uncomfort or discomfort, matters. Every decision that you make to shift a negative, defeating perspective matters. In order to get something that we've never had, we have to do something that we've never done. And that can feel painful, but the result is so worth it. Every time that God calls us to something difficult or scary, He promises something incredible, that He will be there with us. So whether it's something as simple as challenging ourselves to open our Bible every day to read it, or as dramatic as moving our family across the world to live in a village void of the current luxuries that we enjoy, God promises to manifest Himself to us as we obey Him. The life of faith and obedience is not a comfortable one, but it is a rich and vibrant life that's saturated with the power, presence, and provision of God. So ask yourself, are you uncomfortable? Consider maybe that God could be behind that uncomfortable situation and see where the warmth of your burning heart may take you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Bye.